trophy market has this year's winner, Igor Shesterkin, as the favorite. We're looking at plus 250 on the DraftKings Sportsbook. No one has won this award in back-to-back seasons since Brodeur, 2007, 2008. So chase your fate for me here, AJ, that Shesterkin defends his title as the league's best netminder.
I'm going to fade only because I wasn't totally sold based on games played that he should have won it in the first place. I know that's maybe not the most popular take out there, but I'm going to fade that one. I will not bet against Vasilevsky. Plus 500 is really good value there for him. And then, I think there's a couple other guys you could maybe throw a sprinkle in here. Jeff mentioned Alexander Georgiev, or maybe it was Paul. One of you guys did. Plus 3,500, that's a pretty long shot odds there, but he's playing on a significantly better team where he's probably going to be the number one guy. Maybe has to split with Paolo Francouz a little bit, but going to Colorado, I think that's a really good spot. So I would take Vasilevsky as my favorite, and then, Georgiev as my long shot.
I mean, Jeff, do you go top of the board here? You got someone with longer odds?
So I think this is an award where you can definitely look down the. I mean, goaltending, it's like putting in PGA. It's a little bit variable. Like guys can just get a little bit out of form, and all of a sudden their save percentage drops off. And on the other side of it, guys just get in a zone, and all of a sudden their stats just shoot up. I think there's a lot of interesting long shots there here. I think that around the same odds as Georgiev, Jack Campbell at plus 3,000. I mean, look, one thing we've seen from Jack Campbell. Inconsistency, sure, a little bit of injury trouble, but when he is on, he is absolutely as good as any of the top 5 goalies. And now he's going to go to a place in Edmonton where they're going to allow a few more shots on net, but they're also in a weak division. The wins could pile up here at a really, really fast rate for Jack Campbell. And they only have Stuart Skinner behind him. So he is going to play a lot. I think that Jack Campbell plus 3,000 is very, very interesting, but there are other players around there too. I think Georgiev is a good call. I think that you could potentially go deeper and maybe take a shot with Ville Husso, who's probably going to play a lot for Detroit as well. That one's maybe a little bit thin, but I mean, there's definitely players above. Jake Ottinger is another guy who would throw it at plus 1,800, who played really well last year. I think Dallas will be a solid team. So I think there's a lot of longer shots in this category. I like Shesterkin, I like Vasilevsky, but these are short odds at a position it's generally just highly variable year to year in terms of performance.
Paul, does Igor go back-to-back like Brodeur a decade and a half ago?
I think he's legit favorite among all contenders, but the guys have made a case for a few players that make this the most interesting trophy race at the beginning of the season. I'll add 2 more names to the mix. What about 3 more names? What about Freddie Anderson on a Carolina team that looks to be stacked in their division? And coming back from injury, look, I think he's expected to start the season at full strength, and this team's going to be loaded for bear. So you make a case for him. We haven't mentioned UC Saros either, my other favorite in this group. He's a plus 1,000, and he almost did it by himself last year, more than any of the other top goalies. A lot of it was on his shoulders, what he accomplished. And I think that's going to be the case again. And this team also has a defensive mindset that plays into his success. So a lot of factors in his favor, but I'll play off of what Jeff said and AJ said. St. Louis could be a team to watch in the NHL standings, particularly if they get Tkachuk. Even without him, I look for Binnington to have a big bounce back season, and he'll be in the mix as well.